Hey guys, so I'm Nikki. I'm a board-certified speech-language pathologist. I am currently licensed in the state of Pennsylvania to teach the speech and language impaired K-12. I'm really excited to be starting this YouTube channel and uploading some videos that we can use as collaboration and we can use to brainstorm with one another. I think it's really beneficial, especially now with all of these new practices coming into play, with teletherapy coming into play that a lot of us aren't familiar with. I've been lucky enough to be doing teletherapy for the past year within my school, so I've had a little bit more exposure to teletherapy within the past year, so I want to share some of my tips, some of my tricks with you. They may not be super exciting, but they may get you through, and I think that's what we need each other at this point. So right now I work in a private school in Pittsburgh. That school is specifically designed to treat individuals with emotional disturbance, other health impairments, and autism spectrum disorders. All of our children have IEPs within our school, so we don't have any speech onlys. It's all basically team-based. So I provide teletherapy services to our other schools outside of my own because a lot of those schools have more students and not enough speech therapists. So that's my reasoning for helping them out. So all of my sessions are individualized at this point due to the severity of some of our students' behavioral needs, and so it kind of helps with the safety of not only them, but it helps with our safety as well. So you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, Nikki, what is a speech-language pathologist? I've heard of a speech-language pathologist because they helped correct my son's R in the second grade. Or you came to my house whenever my kid was 1 and wasn't saying any words, and you really helped them talk. Well, we do more than that, and I don't know that a lot of people know that, so I am here to share that with you. So SLPs work with people with all ages. So they work with children, birth, to adults, the whole way to 100 years old and above. So we work with communication disorders, to swallowing disorders, to fluency disorders, and I'm going to go through some of those things so you know exactly what I'm talking about, you know exactly what we do. So when I talk about speech sounds, to a speech-language pathologist, that would be called articulation, or it'd be called a phonological disorder. So this is how well we say sounds, or how we put those sounds together to make words. And you've probably heard of some of the disorders, like I said, a phonological disorder. You've probably heard of apraxia of speech. You've probably heard of dysarthria. Those are all speech sound disorders. We also treat language. So this is how well we understand what we hear or what we read, and how we use those words to tell others what we're thinking. So at times, you may see this in somebody who has had a stroke. They may display something that's called aphasia, and that is something that's characterized as a language disorder. In schools, you'll see a speech-language pathologist working with a reading intervention specialist or working with a teacher, and they're focusing on how well a student is reading and writing. So they may target how the child is spelling words, how they're reading some of those words, and how they're writing those words into sentences to make sense. Something else that we target is social communication. So I know in our school, we work alongside of our school counselors. We have developed a social emotional curriculum that our students follow. And a lot of the times our kids with pragmatic language disorders, which is also known as a social communication disorder, focus on that social emotional curriculum. So this is how well we use our communication abilities, like turn-taking skills, how we talk to different people, how close we're standing to somebody, how well we're making eye contact with the person we're talking to. And again, this is known as pragmatic language or social language. Something else that we target is voice disorders. So this is how well a voice sounds. You may hear somebody's speaking voice and it may sound hoarse. It may sound harsh. They may lose their voice easily. They may be talking too loudly. They may be talking through their nose. They may be not producing enough flow through their nose that they may be unable to make speech sounds. And those are things that we target in reference to voice. Another thing that you've probably heard about within schools is fluency, and you may know this as stuttering. So that's something else that we target. So you may hear a person who stutters. They may repeat sounds like table, or they may use words that we call filler words, such as or You may be hearing me use a lot of those right now. Or people may be pausing a lot when they're talking. So a fun fact about all of this is you may see a lot of young children, they'll go through a period of time when they may stutter, but most of the times they will outgrow it. So that's a fun fact for you. You may see in nursing homes a lot of our speech-language pathologists working on something called cognitive communication. So this is how well our minds work and operate. So problems with cognitive communication may involve memory, may involve attention, problem solving, organization, and other thinking skills. You may see this in, like I said, nursing homes, when they don't remember people, they don't remember how to complete daily living tasks such as, getting dressed, showering, remembering to take medication. This is everything that the speech-language pathologist would target. Last but not least, we target feeding and swallowing. And again, this is all the way from babies to grown adults. This is how well we chew, how well we suck, how well we swallow food and liquid. And so because of this disorder, some of the times this may lead to poor nutrition. It may lead to weight loss. It may lead to other health impairments. You've probably heard of a word called aspiration, and this is when liquid that we're eating or we're drinking may get into our lungs and cause something that we all know as pneumonia. And so speech-language pathologists complete something called a modified barium swallow or bedside exam to determine whether or not a patient may be aspirating, show signs and symptoms of aspiration, and what steps to take next. That's when you work alongside a radiologist and kind of read that modified barium swallow study so that you're able to tell the activity within the swallow. Last but not least, you're probably wondering, I've talked about a school and I've talked about a hospital. Where else can an SLP work? So we work in private practices. We work with physicians in their offices, hospitals and schools. We work in colleges and universities, because how would we all get our degrees? We also work in rehabilitation centers and long-term residential healthcare facilities or skilled nursing facilities. I was really excited to share this information with you because I feel like not a lot of people know what we do. And, I love that we're going to be able to brainstorm with one another. We're going to be able to collaborate with one another, and we need each other during this time. I think it's really important that we're sharing our ideas and kind of collaborating ways to improve our practices now that we're doing teletherapy or we're providing enrichment packets home. I think it's really important that we use one another during this time. So I'm excited to make these videos. I am excited to learn new things from you guys because I don't know everything. I'm learning every day. I love learning new things. So I'm excited, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye.